See, here we have three actions. One is vUser init action and the third one is vUser end. Okay, what vUser is nothing but the virtual user. So we are creating load based on the virtual users. It is not a real-time users. That is why they have named it as vUser. Underscore initialization. Initialization is nothing but here we initialize the user. So suppose if you are having an application, okay, booking flight application, inside that what does initialization mean? Do you have any idea?
Perhaps the login action and what the user does once he tries to log into the system.
Partially.
And it shouldn't repeat again.
Correct. So it shouldn't repeat again and again. Once you initialize it, that's it. And next going forward, we should not do the step again and again. So in that conditions, okay, we initialize it and we leave it. So see, many of the many of our applications we have, right? So most probably what the client says is like the login functionality, he'll not be much interested. Login functionality, the client is not that much interested. Only he want to know the booking flight, okay, booking flight and then searching for a flight, and all these are the important functionalities what he is much interested on rather than doing login. So that time what we usually do is we keep login action, only the login function we keep it in the user initialization, and then whatever it has to be repeated. That means, see, when you are doing a controller execution, suppose when you are running a test in a controller, whatever code you place it in action will be repeated. So whatever code you place it in vUser init, it will be done only once. And then the action part will be repeating till the duration. Suppose if you have given the duration as 2 hours to 3 hours, first time when the user, suppose if you have given 200 users, the first user will just cross vUser init part, and then the action, they will repeat for 2 hours this action part, and finally while the execution is completed, they will do the vUser end. Did you understand it, the actions part? The clear-cut example is vUser. Yes, Rakesh, any doubts?
No doubt. Perfect.
Okay, so vUser initialization is nothing but it is just an initialization part. Whatever code it is placed in the action will be repeated till the entire execution part, and then finally while ramping down, just at the end of execution, vUser end will be executed. So while placing your code in the sense while recording you can record the complete code, but while placing your code, it is your responsibility what transactions has to be placed in which section. Okay, if the client is not much concerned about the login, because you have one script where login is in action part. Okay, next time when you are testing the other functionalities like searching a ticket and booking a ticket, that time it is not at all required for you to keep this login transaction in the action part. Okay, because you have already found out while that login script you already have. Okay, that is separate script. But here what you are doing is your main intention is to find a transaction response time of searching for a ticket and booking for a ticket. So if you want to do only these two, whatever you want to concentrate and find the time of the transactions, those you can concentrate placing the code in the action section. Okay. vUser end is nothing but at the end of your execution, it will just complete the step and it will come out. So this is actually the complete description about the actions. So this is why we use actions, and this is very much important